Studio presets allow you to save and restore your studio layouts, that is, your panel configurations. So let's look at how to use them. We start with Affinity Photo's default layout, which is one studio on the right-hand side comprising 3 sections of panels. Let's say we wanted to add a panel, for example, the Scope panel. So we could go to View, Studio, and enable the Scope panel here, and it would appear in the top section. We might also make use of macros and assets. Let's expose these panels. So once again, go to View, Studio, and we can enable the Macro Library panel, the Assets panel, and finally, the Macro panel. As you can see, these actually appear within a different studio layout on the left-hand side. At this point, let's say this is our ideal setup of panels. Naturally, we will want to save this in case our panel arrangement changes and we need to restore it. We can go to View, Studio Presets, and choose to add a preset. We will call this Preferred Layout. Now, if we were to drag some panels around to tear them off from their tabbed groups, like so, we may reach a point where our layout is completely unusable for our workflow. But now we can go to View, Studio Presets, and choose our preferred layout, which we just saved, and everything will jump back to that layout. Another purpose for presets may be to adapt the interface for specific workflows. For example, let me just first reset to the default layout by going to View, Studio, and Reset Studio. Now let's say we are focused on color grading. First, we might want the histogram panel on the left-hand side. So we will click drag and snap that to the left-hand studio here. In addition to that, we will once again go to View, Studio, and expose the Scope panel. Then we will drag that to the left as well, and offer it to the bottom of the histogram panel. And that will place it directly underneath. We can also grab the Channels panel down here, once again click drag, and snap it underneath the Scope panel. We may also want to use the Snapshots panel to save different versions of our document, and that will enable us to quickly toggle between our different color grades. So once again, we could click drag and snap this, perhaps this time next to the Channels panel, to create a tab group, or we might click drag and offer it just above. And if we want to change the order of panels, again, we can just left click and drag and move them around like so. So you can see here, if I offer it next to an existing panel, we can create a tab group. Or if I offer it just underneath, you'll see I now have the option to release my mouse button and reorder those 2 panels. We can also resize panels by click dragging near the bottom. So we can expand the Channels panel like so. Finally, we may not particularly need certain panels for our color grading workflow. So for example, we can drag out and close the Stock panel, the Styles panel, and the Effects panel. Once we've finalized our layout, we can save it. So let's go to View, Studio Presets, Add Preset, and we will call this Color Grading. Click OK. And now we can easily toggle between our saved presets. So I could go back to my preferred layout. And then if I need to do some color grading and have all of my relevant panels available to me, I can switch back to color grading. Don't forget that if you want to reset to the factory default layout, you can go to View, Studio, and Reset Studio. And then, of course, we can manage presets by renaming or deleting them. So we can go to View, Studio Presets, Manage Studio Presets. Here are the 2 presets we've saved. So, for example, we could choose to rename a preset or even delete it. And of course, if you have multiple presets in this list, you can quickly apply them and switch between them. And there we go, a quick look at saving your custom workspace layouts in Affinity Photo. Thank you for watching.